Hello and welcome to our Planning and Zoning Board public hearing today. We want to call this meeting to order. As you can see today, we're in our last meeting of the year. We're very excited and numerous of us are participating in our ugly sweater contest or ugly background or whatever we may have found. So please bear with the distraction, but I appreciate everyone who's here. And let's go ahead and do a roll call for board members. Chair Astle is present. Vice Chair Sarkisian.
Here.
Board Member Boyle.
I'm here.
Board Member Allen.
Here.
Board Member Crockett.
Here.
Board Member Villanueva Saucedo.
Here.
Board Member Ayers.
Here.
Thank you very much. Looks like the whole board is present for this meeting today. And as many of you know who have participated in the past in these meetings, our meeting includes a consent agenda. These agenda items are projects and cases that we've been reviewing both in our study session and with city staff. At this point, there are numerous projects that are on the consent agenda, which means we'll have someone read those in and we'll vote on them together as a board all at once. We have one item today, item 3A, that has been removed from our consent agenda. And just before we read that, staff, any other comment cards or anything from members of the public that we would need to reference prior to moving forward with the other cases?
Chair, we have not received any more comment cards for that case.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we're grateful to board member, Vice Chair Sarkisian for being willing to read this consent agenda. We'll move forward to that point. Thanks.
Consent agenda is as follows. Minutes from the November 18th, 2020 study session and regular meeting. Item ZON 20-00490, District 3, within the 300 to 400 blocks of East Baseline Road, North Side, and within the 1800 to 2000 blocks of South Mesa Drive, East Side, located east of Mesa Drive on the north side of Baseline Road. Site plan review. This request will allow for the development of a hotel. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Item ZON 20-00627, District 6, within the 4400 block of South Ellsworth Road, East Side, within the 9200 to 9500 blocks of East Warner Road, South Side, within the 4400 block of South Inspirion Parkway, West Side, and within the 9200 to 9500 blocks of East Ripple Drive, North Side, located south of Warner Road and east of Ellsworth Road. Site plan review. This request will allow for a multiple residence development on the property. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Item ZON 20-0633 in District 6, within the 10,000 block of East Southern Avenue, South Side, located east of Prisman Road on the south side of Southern Avenue. Site plan review. This request will allow for the development of a restaurant with a drive-through. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Preliminary plat, Eastmark DU2, Phase 1 and 2. ZON 20-00560, District 6, within the 4,000 to 4,400 blocks of South Ellsworth Road, East Side, within the 9,200 to 9,800 blocks of East Warner Road alignment, North Side, within the 4,000 to 4,300 blocks of South Eastmark Parkway alignment, West Side, and within the 92 to 9,700 blocks of East Mesquite Street alignment, South Side, located south of Elliott Road on the east side of Ellsworth Road. Preliminary plat, staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Premium plat Sienna Springs Office Condominium, ZON 20-00669, District 6, within the 7,200 block of East Baseline Road, South Side, located east of Power Road on the south side of Baseline Road. Preliminary plat. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. And that is everything on the consent today.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Sarkisian, for reading that. I can entertain a motion if we have no comment or question about the consent agenda today.
Chair Astle, I will move that we approve the consent agenda as it's been read.
Thank you very much. Do we have a second?
A second.
Board Member Boyle. Okay. All in favor, let's go ahead and do a roll call vote. Chair Astle, yes. Vice Chair Sarkisian?
Yes.
Board Member Boyle?
Yes.
Board Member Allen?
Yes.
Board Member Crockett?
Yes.
Board Member Villanueva Saucedo?
Yes.
Board Member Ayers?
Yes.
Thank you very much. That motion passes unanimously with all board members present. And our consent agenda is approved for the day. Okay, moving on with the case for discussion today, item 3A on the agenda that we wanted to hear from staff as well as board member questions and any comment cards from public to make sure everyone has a chance to discuss this case. Case number is ZON 20-00281 in District 6 within the 4200 block of South Signal Butte Road, west side, located north of Point 22 Boulevard on the west side of Signal Butte Boulevard, approximately 1 acre. This is a site plan review today, and this request will allow for the development of a car wash. As of right now, staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Let's go ahead and turn the time over to staff to give us maybe a brief presentation and discuss this case in a little more depth today. And then also, we'd like to hear the comment cards that were given to us by the public to make sure that those are heard here in our hearing. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairman and member of the board. I'll go through the PowerPoint quickly so you have more time to discuss. As you just mentioned, the 3A item is ZON 20-00281. Next slide, please. The location is, the request is site plan review to allow for the development of a car wash at this location. So the location is, it's on the northwest corner of Signal Butte and Point 22 Boulevard. It's basically north of the Point 22 Boulevard and the west side of Signal Butte Road. And it's within an existing group commercial shopping center, the grocery and the storage building and Starbucks and some of the facilities are already there. So next slide, please. The general plan, it's the mixed-use community. Primary focus of the general plan mixed-use community includes retail, community service, residential. The proposed car wash is consistent with the general plan. Next slide, please. The zoning is, this whole area is planned community, and it's within the Eastmark community plan. And also it's within the development unit 5-6 South and within the land use group called LUG district. The proposed car wash use is permitted with an administrative use permit in this LUG district or land use group district. Next slide, please. This is kind of some of the views of that area. There are views across the Signal Butte and also from Signal Butte across the site to the west. You can see the grocery and you can see the view to the north. Next slide, please. The site plan. The site plan uses an existing driveway access from Signal Butte. So they are not creating any new curb cut or anything. And it is a car wash tunnel. So you come in from Signal Butte and you pay through the 3 queuing lane and you turn around and you enter the tunnel from the west side, which is the internal to the shopping center. And after the wash, you come out and you have a choice to make a right turn, go for the vacuum, or you can leave the site. So there are 24 vacuum stalls there. So the next slide, please. So this is the landscape which reads better for that. So the white portion in the middle is the car wash tunnel. So the next slide, please. So this is within, as I mentioned, this is within Eastmark Community Plan. So on April 24th, the Eastmark Design Review Committee approved the architecture, the landscaping of this project. As the rendering shows, the car wash has done an extended walls and narrowed the exit to have less impact on the Signal Butte side from the street front. So and also there are landscaping to screen the opening of the car wash tunnel. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the citizens' participation, the applicant has completed a citizens' participation, including letting people know, the property owners within 1,000 feet of the shopping center, which is beyond the parcel, which also includes all the HOAs within half a mile and registered neighborhood within a mile. And also they included all the residents or the neighbors who has communicated with the city about their input of this proposed car wash. And the applicant has also held a neighborhood meeting on the November 30th, a Zoom meeting where 6 residents have attended. Next slide, please. So our findings is that the proposal complies with the 2040 Mesa General Plan. It complies with the Eastmark Community Plan, Development Unit Plan 5-6 South, and also it meets the Mesa zoning ordinance and the community plan section of the site plan review. Staff recommends approval with conditions. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have.
Thank you very much, Wahid, for the presentation. Maybe before I get to our comment cards, any comments from the board or any more questions beyond our study session today for Wahid and just better understanding? Okay. So maybe next, prior to inviting the applicant, if they are present and wish to speak, I think we have 2 comment cards, and I'm going to turn the time over to staff to read those to us to make sure we have those on record if they wish to be read in, and ultimately that'll give us a little more information as to what the thoughts are about this project.
Chair, I will ask Becky to read the comments, and after that, I think Tom and I will just add clarification for you in response to the comments for the community to understand the whole Eastmark project as well. So with that, Becky, if you can read into the comments.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you, Becky.
Chair, board members, we received 2 comment cards, and the first one is in opposition. Her name is Jennifer Castillo. She lives at 10620 East Relativity Avenue. She does not wish to have her comments read, but she is opposed to the project. The second comment card was from Stephen Castillo. He lives at 10620 East Relativity as well. He is also opposed, and he stated Mesa already has plenty of car washes, storage facilities, and fast food restaurants. I would like to encourage the Mesa city planners to consult with the Chandler, Gilbert, and even the Queen Creek city planners. In Eastmark, we were promised a tech corridor, the Gaylord Resort, Grand Canyon University East, and Microsoft. Delivered to us has been a 3-story storage facility, the Handlebar Restaurant, and 2 cloud facilities that have very few employees. I would like to encourage the Mesa city planners to air high. Thank you. And those are the only 2 comments I received.
Okay. No, thank you very much for reading those. Let's go ahead and turn the time over. After hearing that, I know staff, you have some comments about those concerns, and we'd love to hear those moving forward, please.
Okay. Chair, members of the board, I think some of the concerns are very legitimate, but 2 things that I want to stress here. So one is how the city council and staff is responding to the concerns that have really been expressed to continue to make sure that we continue to really thrive well as a city. And then the other part is the scope of this project. So I'll start with the scope of the project. What you are looking at right now, the car wash use is actually allowed in the Eastmark community, and this was really an allowed use when the community plan was approved. So it's not something new that is being introduced as a new use to the community plan. So the review was narrowed to the scope of making sure the site plan really fit into the location, the building elevation basically meets the standards that has been established both in the Mesa zoning ordinance and then in the Eastmark community. So that was the scope, and that is actually the scope under consideration today. But having said that, the city planning staff and city council are very cognizant of the concerns that we have to really look at the appropriate location for mini storages, drive-throughs, so there could be a well-balanced city rather than over concentration of these uses. So if you earlier on, some of the things I talked about, the decisions of text amendment that the city council actually undertook a couple of weeks ago, those are all geared towards addressing these concerns of residents. And we also continue to work with the Eastmark Community Group to make sure that the vision of the community plan continues to be implemented. So we will continue to be cognizant of that. And we continue to also encourage the residents to be very vigilant, and we also encourage them to really take active participation whenever there are changes in that district. So those are our response to basically the comments.
Perfect. No, thank you very much. That sheds some light on it. I mean, as we are concerned today as a board, this is a site plan review and ultimately conforming to the plan as well as the requirements of the zoning, and it fits within those. So, but I'm really glad to hear, and I appreciate staff's willingness to elaborate a little bit on their vigilance in making sure we maintain kind of what I see to be those promises made, if you want to call it that, and that way we see the proper planning, the proper development, and a good blend of uses. In this case, we would hope that everyone understand this wouldn't be stopping or taking away from what the future will bring, but more just the development as it's moving forward in this time, here and now, what people are ready to do and what's marketable. Do we have any other comments or questions from members of the board as to what we heard from the comment cards from public and or from staff? Okay, at this point, I believe I could entertain a motion on this case.
Chair, if you want to invite the applicant, that's if he has anything else.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, I thought you were saying they were not available. I would love to have the applicant speak if they're here and they wish to on this case.
Chair, members of the board, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Brennan Ray, 1850 North Central, here on behalf of the applicant. As staff is loading onto your screens, I have a very robust PowerPoint presentation that I will forego going through today. In the interest of time, in the interest of discussion, we're certainly appreciative of staff and their recommendation. We've worked closely with them to ensure that it meets the city code, which has been presented, it does. And so with that, we'd request this body's approval.
Thank you very much, Brennan, and I apologize. I did not know you were available. I'm grateful that you're here. Let me ask the board members, do we wish to see any more or any questions for the applicant as it relates to this case? Is there enough clarity? What are your thoughts? Okay. In this case, let's go ahead and entertain a motion. I think, Brennan, we're clear on the case. I appreciate your willingness to present.
Thank you.
I can make a motion.
Thank you. Vice Chair Sarkisian.
I make a motion to approve ZON 20-00281 District 6 within the 4200 block of South Signal Butte Road, West Side, located north of Point 22 Boulevard on the west side of Signal Butte Road. Site plan review to allow for the development of a car wash with the staff recommendation approval with conditions.
Thank you very much. Do we have a second?
Second.
Yes, I would second that.
Great. Board Member Villanueva Salcedo, thank you. All in favor, let's go ahead just to make sure. We'll do a roll call vote on this one. Chair Astle, yes. Vice Chair Sarkisian.
Yes.
Board Member Boyle.
Yes.
Board Member Allen.
Yes.
Board Member Crockett.
Yes.
Board Member Villanueva Salcedo.
Yes.
Board Member Ayers.
Yes.
Okay, the case passes unanimously and is accepted for recommendation to council. So, the site plan review, we have it stop here, so great. I appreciate everyone's time. Staff, anything else today that you'd like to discuss prior to adjournment? I don't think we have any other items to review on our agenda.
Chair, again, thank you. I know Christine is on now, but she sent me to say thank you to you guys, which I've already told you. So we will see you guys in January. Just take some time to rest. We have a lot coming up in the coming year. There's a lot lined up, so we'll be keeping you guys busy. But other than that, thank you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.
Thank you very much, and happy holidays to you. And we appreciate all the staff. And Christine, thank you. I know that there's a lot of work put into clarifying each of these cases and making them something we can understand and move forward with good recommendation. I appreciate it. I can accept the motion for adjournment to this meeting at this point.
So move.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please vote. Aye.
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 All right, thank you guys. We'll see you next year. Have a great day.
Thanks.